Hey everyone, it's me Donna. I'm making this video to talk about uh, the baby formula issues that we're having right now. I mean, I don't know anything about it, not really. I'm just a regular person, but it's kind of got me to thinking, and like the whole thing doesn't make too much sense to me. I think it's just kind of ridiculous the way everything's set up, but I will discuss what I have read. Um, for instance, let me click out of here and onto here and onto this Bloomberg article from May the 20th of this year. They mentioned that basically there's like four monopolies that manufacture baby formulas that actually take up 90% of the market. Okay. And those four companies are Abbott, Periago, if I got that pronounced correctly, Nestle SA, and Mead Johnson. Okay. So these four companies are like the big dogs in the whole baby formula industry. Okay. And as of recent years, Abbott has been losing contracts, for instance, in California to Mead Johnson, okay? And as far as the WIC, now, because everybody knows, the WIC program is for women and their infants and children. And it's a good program in one sense because, it feeds children and everything. It helps with their nourishment. But at the same time, it can be a bad thing because it mostly encourages monopolies because only the big companies can deal with the laws that they have created that make baby formula companies have to take the lowest bid from WIC. So if you're going to take on the contract, if you're going to, do business within certain, or all the states, you have to accept whatever that state, whatever contract that state comes up with, you have to accept it. And that can be a good thing and a bad thing. It's a bad thing because it discourages other companies, up and coming companies, from building themselves up and actually making much of a profit, and therefore it causes only the big dogs to stay in the whole market, okay, because they're known brands and all that. And when I say that, what I mean is, okay, yeah, they can take the loss from WIC, okay, because I mean it's guaranteed money. Money's money, but at the same time, they are taking a loss. Okay, so they can make up for it by their products on the shelf. And since people know who most of these companies are, that they're trusted brands that have been around for a very long time, people will buy their product a lot quicker than they would a new guy in town. Okay, so therefore it encourages that monopoly to go on. All right, and then when a company, for instance, like Abbott, if they're a big dog in certain states, and then they lose out because say another company comes in, a monopoly comes in and swoops in on the contracts and accepts the lowest bid on a WIC contract, then that knocks Abbott, or if a state says, hey, I don't want to use Abbott anymore, we want to use Mead Johnson or whatever, then Mead Johnson picks up that contract, knocks Abbott out, and therefore Abbott drops down because they're losing that guaranteed money. And then all they got to rely on is, what the regular person pays for their formula that's on the shelves. Okay. And then, therefore, Mead Johnson would be the one that wins, so to speak. Okay. So, although I get the competition angle, but at the same time, again, it's only four companies competing against each other, okay? And then what caused this shortage thing is that one of them, Abbott, got shut down, okay? And over, which in a way I can understand, especially certain things because supposedly 4 babies died from bacteria and stuff that they got supposedly from the formula, which I don't know if that's true. I mean, that's still to be done in the courts. And in fact, as of right now, they're claiming that only or 2 of the babies, they found that the bacteria that they got didn't match the strain that came from the plant or whatever. Okay, so there's still kind of disputes about that. So since they don't really know, in a way I can understand shutting down maybe that particular brand or that particular line coming from the company or whatever. And maybe they need to get in gear and fix whatever's causing any kind of bad bacteria. But the crazy part is that, you know, the Food and Drug Administration hasn't really let the public know what's really going on. They've done their supposed investigations, but I've even heard, and I could be wrong, but I heard that they claimed that they found way more than what was really there. And also there's talk about, well, why weren't they there all along? And you know, because they're supposed to be sending out health inspectors and all that stuff. Why weren't they looking for this stuff the whole time, all these years and everything? So why is it just suddenly an issue? And why aren't they coming forward and the FDA and saying, hey, this is what we found, this is what needs to be corrected, and then get things corrected and get things back moving? Okay, so something's not right about that. I have my own theory, and I don't want to really get into that, and probably can't really talk much about it, but I think it's political. That's just my own opinion, and that's as far as I'm going to go with that. But you know, I just feel like it was purposely done. But again, I'm just going to shut up. I'm not going to go further than that. But either way, if you do just have, you know, 3 or 4 companies that are making most of the baby formula and you shut down one of them, imagine the effect that's going to have. It's a huge effect, okay? And then what's crazy, to supposedly fix this issue, instead of actually fixing it and getting down to the nitty gritty and releasing reports and punishing the plant for any you know, bad doings, and fixing the issue and getting things back up to going, they're ordering stuff from overseas. That's the fix. Oh, let's order from overseas, which kind of makes me wonder if that ain't the intention anyway. Because if you think about it, how can you get us more dependent on overseas products than to do something like this and then make us have to supposedly temporarily use these overseas companies in order to get our products, okay? And then next thing you know, it ends up being a permanent thing, okay? But secondly, we don't know what kind of bacteria is in their formula. We don't know what we're really getting. They can tell us all they want, but are our inspectors over there inspecting their food, inspecting their plant? No. We have to go by what their inspectors tell us. And their inspectors could be telling us the same mess that our FDA inspectors were telling in their reports all along. And there could be serious issues with that as well. Okay? We don't know. But yet, and it's just ridiculous. Why are we doing this? Okay? In my opinion, we need to fix the issue and get our own plants back up to going. We need to stop depending on foreign countries for our products, okay? Enough, okay? Enough is enough. Okay, secondly, there needs to be room for more companies, more formula companies to pop up and exist in this country. I'm so sick of monopolies. I mean, it's just, it is getting really out of hand. I mean, I can understand them in one way, and also I get business is business, but I think when you get down to a certain point and you're only down to 4 manufacturers controlling that much, it's not right. That's when I think companies need to either be broken up or they need to stop whatever they're doing, whatever laws that they're creating, or system that they're creating that encourages this type of thing to happen needs to stop. And I think that, these up and coming companies should have a place in our market so that when stuff like this happens, they can step in and people can purchase from them, okay, to fill in that gap, okay? That's my opinion about it. I just think that it's being done in a backwards way, and it's just a band-aid on something that could easily be fixed. And I also think that this whole WIC thing, they need to stop making it to where these companies have to accept the lowest bid. I think that crap needs to stop. I think that companies should have an option as to whether or not they want to or not, and I think that there needs to be some play back and forth to where everybody's getting a fair deal, okay? And I just feel like there needs to be more room for these smaller companies to come up. And I mean, even though I get that the big companies are not going to like that, they're not going to like the competition, but still, I don't care. I mean, it's about supply and demand. And if you're not supplying, and there's a bigger demand than you've got supply, then something needs to give. Then something needs to happen that will supply that demand. And there's no sense in babies dying, and even not just babies, but people with medical conditions and stuff that need this stuff. They're dying because of this, or potentially could die because of this. Okay, so that's wrong. And when you hoard all this stuff at the borders, and you're not releasing it to people of your own country, something's wrong. Something, in my opinion, that means there's just a little bit too much involvement of the government in that system that needs to stop, because they should not be allowed to be doing that. I mean, our country should come first before any other country. I mean, I don't care what anybody says, but I'm at the point to where I just feel like America needs to do more for America and stop catering to these other countries and giving all our business to them, sending all our money to them to fund all their wars. It's got to stop. We have got to build our own country. Our own country is crumbling right before our own eyes, and nothing's being done about it. Gas is through the doggone roof. Nobody's doing anything about it. You think that there should be people in the streets mad as heck throwing a fit about it, and this administration should have been thrown out the doggone door, because if you can't do no better than that, and you're allowing your own people to starve to death and don't care about high gas prices, don't care about high food. I mean, it's bad when a pack of hamburger meat that used to be $3 is up to $15 now. Something's wrong. Something's seriously wrong. And there's really no excuse for it. I mean, the pandemic is over with. You can't keep using the word. I mean, here we are being told, well, we're not really that reliant upon Russia and these other countries for oil. Then what's the problem? Why is oil so high? Something's making it happen, okay? That's got to stop. And the food prices, and because before it was the docks, the loading docks, and all that stuff that were backed up. Well, supposedly they've worked on that, and they've supposedly got that fixed, although I doubt it very seriously. But still, there's really no excuse for this. I mean, shelves are getting empty again. It's getting ridiculous, and something has got to give. Something has got to change all this, because it's getting really bad, and I would just like to see things change. And I'm tired of all these monopolies. These monopolies have got to go. There needs to be more companies being allowed to get their foot in the door and market and sell products to people, instead of it just being put down to a few And then if something goes wrong, then people are left without. I mean, it's wrong. And, but anyway, I'll shut up for now, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.